There's a village in Portugal known all over the world, simply by one name, Fatima. To millions of Catholics, that name instantly evokes powerful images of Marian apparitions, mysterious secrets, and a prophetic message that still echoes today. But what many don't realize is that the name Fatima itself carries with it a surprising and sacred connection to Islam, a bond woven through history, faith, and divine mystery. The Virgin Mary, or Mariam as she is called in the Quran, holds a uniquely exalted place in both Christianity and Islam. She is revered in the Catholic Church as the Mother of God, and in Islam as the most righteous and blessed woman who ever lived. In fact, in the entire Quran, only one woman is mentioned by name, and that is Mary. There's even an entire chapter named after her. But there's another woman, cherished by Muslims around the world, and that is Fatima, the beloved daughter of the Prophet Muhammad. What makes this even more extraordinary is the way these two sacred figures, Mary and Fatima, come together symbolically in the very name of the village where the Virgin Mary appeared in 1917. The town of Fatima in Portugal was named not after the Christian vision, but after a Muslim maiden. According to tradition, a Christian knight fell in love with a Moorish woman named Fatima. After she converted to Christianity, he named the village after her. And so, centuries before the apparitions took place, the very soil of Fatima was already marked by an interfaith connection between Christianity and Islam. Now fast forward to the 20th century. 3 shepherd children, Lucia, Jacinta, and Francisco, claimed that the Virgin Mary appeared to them in Fatima, delivering urgent messages for the world. These messages included calls for repentance, for daily prayer, especially the Rosary, and for the conversion of hearts. But what stirred even more intrigue were the so-called 3 secrets of Fatima, prophetic revelations that hinted at global conflict, suffering, and persecution of the Church. One of these secrets, many believe, predicted a terrible attack on the Pope. And on May 13, 1981, the very feast of Our Lady of Fatima, Pope John Paul II was shot in St. Peter's Square. The date shocked the world, and many saw the assassination attempt as the fulfillment of the Fatima prophecy. The Pope himself credited Our Lady with saving his life, believing that a mother's hand guided the bullet away from his vital organs. He would later visit the shrine at Fatima and place the very bullet that struck him into the crown of the Virgin statue. And yet, many scholars and mystics have debated whether that event was the true fulfillment of the prophecy, or merely a foreshadowing of something even more grave. The 3rd secret spoke of a bishop in white being killed among ruins, with arrows and bullets, a symbolic image still debated today. Years later, Pope Benedict XVI, in the wake of a controversial speech regarding Islam, found an opportunity to highlight the Catholic Church's true stance on Muslims. Quoting from Vatican II's Nostra Aetate, he reminded the world, "The Church regards with esteem also the Muslims. They adore the one God, living and subsisting in himself, merciful and all-powerful, the creator of heaven and earth. They honor Mary, his Virgin Mother. At times they even call on her with devotion." In other words, while differences remain, and they are real, both faiths share deep reverence for Mary, for prayer, and for surrendering to the will of God. In fact, Islam values the moral life, fasting, prayer, and almsgiving, virtues deeply rooted in Catholic tradition as well. But perhaps what surprises many in the West is that while Islamic extremists are often accused of violence, many Muslim societies maintain a firm respect for the sanctity of life in the womb, something that is tragically neglected in many parts of the secular world. And likewise, the sanctity of marriage between man and woman remains deeply honored in Islamic teachings. All of this paints a much more complex picture. The name Fatima does not belong only to a Portuguese village or a Marian devotion. It is a spiritual intersection of 2 great world religions. And yet, the shadow of prophecy remains. Could it be that the vision of the children at Fatima still awaits its complete fulfillment? Could the ultimate price for truth and faith be the very life of a pope, a bishop in white, walking through the ruins of a world torn by sin? We don't know the day or the hour, but what we do know is this. The Virgin Mary pleaded for one thing, again and again, at every apparition: pray the Rosary every day. And little Jacinta, before her death, added with urgency and sorrow, pray much for the Holy Father. So here we are, over a century later, and her voice still echoes, not just across the hills of Fatima, but across the hearts of the faithful, of Christians and Muslims, of those who believe in light and truth. The story of Fatima isn't just a story of the past. It's a call for the present, a call for peace, a call for prayer, a call for unity in a world that is so often divided. So the question is not just, what happened at Fatima? The real question is, what will we do with it now?